Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at how to authenticate to the API of the vRealize operations on-premise deployment. So the first thing that we've got here is I've set up an environment called VRops. So we do that by going to environments here, the little create new environment. I've got a VRops, and I've just created a couple of base values. So I've got my VRops URL. I've got my username, I've got my password, and I've got my source as well. And then we're going to see how we use them inside of the API calls themselves. I've made sure they're set to the current value as well. And then I've also set up my environment here as VRops, so that when I go back to my API calls, it's using these values from here as well. Go back to collections. So I've created a new collection. You can call it whatever you want. And then I've clicked on the new here again, and I've created HTTP requests. So we'll just quickly save that one so it looks better. So what we've done here for the, if I click on the vRealize operations to begin with, is I've set the authorization here to no auth, because I'm just going to manually set this myself. But when you dive into Postman a lot deeper, you can actually do quite a lot of powerful things with it, especially things like tests and setting variables at the collection level as well. But a lot of people use the environments level instead. Let's not get too bogged down in that today. So the first thing I've done is to create that new request. I'm going to say to post. We're going to do HTTPS, and then in these two brackets here, I'm actually going to call that variable itself, and it'll actually autocomplete as well. And if I hover over that, because it's found that variable, it's going to tell me what that information is as well and where it comes from. So it's coming from that environment that's being set here on the right hand side. So going to the suite-API/API/auth/token/acquire. I've not set any parameters, I'm not setting any authorization, so it inherits this from that collection as a parent. The headers, we're just leaving them the same as the default, and in the body, we're going to pass through the username, and then we're basically this is in JSON format, so we set that to JSON here. We're going to call through that value of username here. We're going to do auth source, and then same again for source, that's going to be pulled through from my collection, and then password, and same again for password. And then when we send this, we're hopefully going to get a status 200. You may get a thing coming back about SSL certificates if it's self-signed, and in the bottom here in this console window, you'll be able to disable that verification check on this particular collection as well. And essentially what we're interested here is this particular ops token that's responded to in an XML format. So I'm going to copy this. Another thing that you can do, again, if you're running tests, for example, is you can actually pull that data out automatically and write it back into your environment or your collection within Postman. But again, a little bit too advanced for this video today. So let's look at the second request. So I've created one called get metadata for metrics, and I just pulled that out of the vRops documentation itself. So again, we've got the API call. It's going to be a get call this time. So we're doing HTTPS. We're doing it against the vRops URL again, and this is the rest of that API call itself. If we go to authorization, we set it to not to inherit from parents. So it's not set. If we go to headers, this is where we're going to set our bearer token itself. So we need to type in the key as authorization, and then the value. We need to add in vRealize ops token. Notice the use of capitals there as well. You're then going to have a space, and then you're going to paste in that key that's used as well. In this particular call here, so we don't actually need anything in this body here. So that doesn't matter. We'll click that out. We're going to save this, and then I'm going to click send on here. And then again, we're going to get our return response here. And again, that's going to be an XML format as well. So that's quickly how to log into vRealize operations on premise, get an authorization key, and then use that authorization key for another API command as well. Thank you.